unsolved or inconclusive. He also very deliberately buried himself in work. Days, nights, and weekends were spent poring over details, which didn't leave much time for any kind of social life. Which was very much the point. Some days, the only time he spoke to anyone was when he ordered coffee or lunch, if he got forensic or ballistic reports, or if his boss called him into his office. He didn't dislike his boss exactly. August didn't exactly dislike anyone. He didn't like them much either, but August avoided human interaction if he could manage it. Except for anyone in the periphery of a case, of course. But it was usually him who had to make those calls, which was why, when his desk phone rang, it scared the shit out of him. It also took him 15 seconds to find the handset under open files and papers. He snatched up the phone. "Detective Shaw." "Hello, Detective Shaw. This is Senior Constable Jacob Porter from the North Coast Area Command. How are you today?" August frowned. "I'm fine. Is there anything I can help you with?" "Yes, actually, I think there might be. I have a case I could use your help with." August's frown deepened. "My help? With what exactly? I work cold cases." "I know who you are, Detective," he replied, "and while this particular case is new, we found human remains 2 days ago. This body's been there a while." "I'm not the only cop in the state who specializes in cold cases." "No, but you are the best." August almost smiled. "If it's a homicide, call homicide. Detective, I have enough cases of my own to get through, Senior Constable." "That's just it," Porter answered. "I think this is one of your cases." "One of mine?" August's frown became a scowl. "How so?" "The victim was gay," Porter answered. "That hardly makes it mine." "It was made to look like a suicide," he added. "And you don't think it is?" "No, that's not all, Detective. The medical examiner suggested I call you. Said it would be familiar. The body was found with a note in his pocket, a quote from a poem, and a silver cross." August's stomach dropped, and he could feel the color drain from his face. "Oh. So yeah, I was wondering if you could help with some finer points. I could email—" August looked at the file he'd been reading and reread the name. Mustafa Holtzieg. Mustafa, like the others, in all the files that surrounded him, deserved better. August nodded, more to himself than anyone else. "I can be there first thing tomorrow morning." Chapter 2. Jacob Porter waited at the airport, trying not to appear nervous. Having a tense and uneasy cop in uniform at the airport tended to make other people feel the same, so he tried to rein it in a little. The thing was, he was very familiar with Detective August Shaw's name. His reputation preceded him. He'd made the news a few years ago, and since then he'd been credited with solving a slew of cold cases. Jake didn't just remember him because of his unusual name or his policing work, which was exemplary, or the fact he was a handsome and mysterious loner who shied away from all publicity regarding his work. It was the fact he was an openly gay police officer. That wasn't such a big deal anymore, but years ago, when Jake was coming up through the academy, he recalled seeing a photograph of August Shaw in the Gay and Lesbian Liaison brochure. August had been at Sydney's annual police gala, looking sexy as hell in a tux with his equally handsome boyfriend. In public, surrounded by his peers, not giving one single fuck what anyone else thought. He was an out and proud, well-respected police officer, living the life Jake only dreamed of. And that was something Jake had never forgotten. People like August paved the way for guys like him. It was no big deal these days. Hell, Jake was even the local LGBTQIA+ liaison officer for his town. And it was only that way now because of people like August Shaw. As the kids would say these days, August had crawled so that Jake could run. Or something like that. Jake's sexuality was something he wore, like his uniform or his badge, or the color of his skin or his indigenous heritage. It defined him, and in a lot of ways he was fine with that. He was proud of who he was and what he'd accomplished. But it wasn't the only thing about him. He wanted people to see him and let his work stand on its own.